Hi, I'm Karen Barno. Welcome to my website. I wanted to give you a little bit of background about me. I started an association about 20 years ago. I was one of the 5 founders of a senior housing assisted living association. Back then when we started the association, there were 2 other associations that specialized in senior housing. One had been around 75 years and one had been around about 50 years. We were definitely the underdog. Couple that with the fact that the newspaper at the time was running a 5-day scathing article called Homes Without Hope, slamming assisted living, which was funny because assisted living had just started. I mean, we had the smaller 10-bed homes for about 15, 20 years, but as an industry, going from a cottage industry to a big industry, we had just started. So we were down at the legislature constantly telling them why they shouldn't regulate us as heavily as nursing homes and what defined us, what made us different. We were defining something that wasn't in the normal conversation like it is now. Now you put on TV, you always see them talking about assisted living, but back then they weren't. So they didn't understand who we were. We had an executive director at the time. I was sitting on the board. She retired a year later, a year and a half later. It just wasn't her jam. I took over. Shortly thereafter, we found $80,000 missing. We were broke. Now we had so much cash, not just checks, but we had cash pouring through the doors. There was just no checks and balances. Nobody was paying attention. Who knows where the money went? We still to this day don't know where it is. We certainly don't think anybody took it. We just think it was misplaced. So I take over as executive director. We have no money. We're in the newspaper constantly. Everybody, our competitors, are talking about how terrible we are and how awful we are. And here I am. Never had a leadership position ever. So I had to figure it out quickly. Year later, we were having annual conferences. So we're on, I think, our 3rd year. We're having an annual conference. So we could have this big, huge conference for about the 50 people in the industry. And I bounced a $15,000 check because somebody had bounced a check to me. Hotel calls me in. We have to cancel your conference. It's 6 weeks away. We cannot cancel it. And I'll never forget the sales manager looked at me and said, "Are we really going to quibble over $15,000? Yes, we really are going to quibble over $15,000. Got back to my home, sobbed for a while, picked the phone, started calling people, finds me to give us the money, we found me to give us a check, moving forward. This is a long way of saying that in 20 years, my 20 years of being here, I have learned a lot of lessons. I've learned how to lock in on your message, how to get rock solid on what your message is and never change it, never deviate from it. I can build tribes, I can build relationships, I can raise money, I can have people give us money. I just intuitively know what the sweet spot is. And over the course of time, businesses have poured through my office door asking me to help them with their business. What should they focus on? How do they market to senior housing? What is their message? And my really secret secret sauce is I just know what you should focus on. Through conversations, I just know. I can feel your passion. I can feel what works for you. You know, I met with somebody a couple days ago and they wanted to focus on Facebook ads. That wasn't their jam. They needed to focus on Facebook Live videos because it showed their personality. It showed their quirky nature. And they were a doctor. You don't have a lot of quirky doctors that are fun and blah. So that was her perfect venue. I can figure that out. So if you need help with your messaging, you need help with your brand, you need help figuring out what your next step is in your business. If you want to know what's next, if you want to know what your niche is, what your branding is, then let's work together. I can help you with that. I'm good at that stuff. And I don't like to brag about it, but you know, when you're good at something, tell everybody you're good at it. And I'm good at that stuff. So if you want to work with me, go over to, I think it's called Work With Me, How to Build Your Business, and let's get started. When you're tired of being at this income and you want to be at this income, I can help you. So let's get it done. Have a great day. Bye-bye.